Hello, you're watching Ellie from Ellymentry Papercrafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. So today I'm bringing you a project using the Grassy Grove stamp set from Stampin' Up. And it's going to be a fancy fold card. And I'm going to leave it as a surprise so that you can see as I'm working what's going to happen. So let's see if anyone's here with me yet. I'm just moving my wires out of the way there so my trimmer can lay flat. So if anyone's there, please could you just send me a message so that I can see who's there. Wendy, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm just going to close something down because something's in the way of my oh, I can't get rid of something on the corner of my screen. Okay, I've got it. Good. Thank you, Wendy. You're here. And Anne, you're there. Great, Anne. Anne, can you share this to Hilary on Messenger? Because you know she can never find it, can she? It'd be really good if you can do that. Mind you, having said that, you know what happened. You'll message her and she'll say, oh, I can't watch, I'm busy. So, anybody been doing anything exciting today? It's Saturday, so, you know, all those opportunities available to us on a Saturday. Oh, dear. So, Heidi, I think my messaging says you're watching me on YouTube. But I can't see you, darling. Can we say hello? So Wendy, have you been crafting today? I've been hanging out with the, well done, Anne, thank you very much. So I've been hanging out with the girls on Zoom today, talking to our friends in Australia and a couple from America and some local team members, etc. So we've been having a nice morning, doing a bit of crafting together and just generally chatting. And to be honest, we've done more laughing than anything else. So I'm just going to wait for a couple more to come on and then I'll start because we don't... Hi, Kate. Great. Thank you very much for coming along. So Wendy's had errands to do. No crafting. Yeah, it'd be lovely to see you on Zoom, Wendy. Like to see what you're working on. Have a little bit of a laugh with you. As is Aaliyah on form today? You having a cozy home day at home, Anne? In your craft room? With your travel agent booking holidays? Oh, I'm glad she's okay, Wendy. It's always nice to know Aaliyah's happy and in her little way. Oh, Anne. Anne does the groovy board work. Creates some absolutely gorgeous things on there. But like she says, it really does your eyes in. So she's probably glad to get away from it and look at something else. Hello, Shaz. Nice to have you along. Okay, so I'm going to make a start then. Now, I started writing some instructions the other day when I decided what to do. And then I just thought 12 minutes ago exactly, I decided just to check my instructions. And it's a good job I did because I couldn't understand them. So I had to sort of slightly rewrite them a bit. So I hope I've got it right this time. So here we go. So I'm starting off with a piece of, this is old olive cardstock, but obviously any colour will do. So, you know, this is just to explain the actual fold of the card, how to get the fold of the card. And then I'm just using the Grassy Grove to decorate, and the green just, to me, went with the card. So we're going to start off. Now, I find this easier to use a trimmer than anything else. So put your cardstock in the landscape orientation, all right? When you've turned your trim around like I do, it looks like portrait. But if you're going to put it, let me show you what I mean. So if you use your trimmer like this, which is the way most people do, then put it in landscape, okay? But I like to turn it around, because when I'm using the scoring tool to score this way, I find it easier, so I can read off of here where I'm scoring to. All right, so the first point I'm going to put the card into is the 1 3/8 of an inch mark, which is here. Close down the ruler. Now I'm going to score up to the 1.5 inch mark on my trimmer. Okay, and I've put the paper ruler on here so that I can see it much better. Okay, now I'm leaving it at 1.5, and I'm moving my cardstock up to 2 3/4 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and score back up to the top. Okay, so it was to 1.5 again. All right, so you end up with 2 score lines, 1 3/8 up to 1.5 inches, and 2 3/4 up to 1.5 inches. Okay, now I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. So it's in it. You can leave it there and do this if you want, but I thought it was easier to do it in 2 stages. So I'm back in at 1 3/8. Now I'm going to move my scoring tool up to the 7 1/4 mark, and then I'm going to score to the end there. Okay, so that's 7 1/4 to the end, and then I'm moving it back up again to 2 3/4, and it's actually that's not the right, I said 7 1/4, it's not, it's 1/4 of an inch before 7, so 6 3/4. Okay, sorry about that, it's 6 3/4 to the end, because that makes it, I still think that's wrong actually, because it should be 1.5 inches at each end. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 6 3/4. I'm just going to make sure that's right. So I'm just going over it to make sure I've done it enough. Okay, and then you move this up to the 7 1/4 up here, 7 1/4 up to there, and then we're going to again score to 1.5 inches. So it's exactly the same there, and then I want 1.5 inches from the bottom as well. So again like that. So you've got the same mark all the way down, and then I'm going to go back to 5 3/4 inches, and I'm going to score from those 2 marks. So I was 1.5 inches in from the bottom up to the 1.5 inch mark, like so. Now, if I bring that up to the camera, you should be able to see where I've scored. So it's 1.5 inches in 3 places here, and there, and then that last score line is just between those two. Okay, now I'm going to cut between that first score line there and that last score line. Hello, Heidi. So if I move this up to the 1.5 inch mark, like so, and bring my cutting blade down to 1.5. No, sorry, it should be 1 3/8, shouldn't it? And then I'm going to cut all the way down to my mark here, my score mark here. Let me just check. Yep, to my last score mark, all the way down to that one. And there's a little line here, so you can make sure it's lined up with your score mark. Okay, so that's a cut line there. And if I bring it back over here and bring it over to that 6 3/4 mark, I think it is. Just check that's right. And then cut back up to the 1.5 mark, the score line. So I've got a cut mark here. So I've cut between those two. Can you see my score line there and my score line at the bottom? Okay, now it's already showing you by doing that how we're going to fold this, so you can, I'm sure you can see what's going to happen. So if I just move my trimmer out of the way, because we don't need that anymore. So what I'm going to do, if I push this up, these will naturally want to make a mountain fold here, and then this one is going to be a mountain fold. Hi Hills, glad you got here. This will be a mountain fold, which will make that one naturally behind it into a valley fold. So if we just push these into place, sometimes it's a little bit stubborn to get it in, but push it to where it wants to go so that it will fold properly. I'm just going to get my bone folder and give it a really firm crease everywhere. Like so. So it stands up like that. From the top it looks like this. And from the side, if I show you the side view, so it goes like this. And then from the front, it will look like that. Okay, so that's the view you'll get when it stands up. All right, so if I fold it flat down just to work on it, you will have to play a little bit with these folds to get them nice and level. Now, sometimes it does become uneven at the bottom here, but it doesn't matter, because when it's standing up, it will stand up beautifully, even though you're a little bit out at the bottom. If you're fussy, you can cut that bit off if you want to. That's up to you, but you won't see it when it's stood up. So that's the basic fold. So some people would call this a center hide stepper. But it's slightly different from a center side stepper that you might have seen before, because it's got this sort of, I don't know how you describe that, but that bit's set back and it gives you more of a 3D look. Okay, so it can be called a stepper card, but it's a different kind of stepper card. So I'm just going to cut, I will cut that bit off at the bottom, simply because it might, I think it will fit into an envelope, because the envelopes are always slightly bigger than the cardstock, so it shouldn't be any problem, but just so that everyone can say, oh yeah, it will. So that is the basic card shape. That was really what I wanted to show you how to make. And so I decided to bring in one of our lovely new stamp sets which is called Grassy Grove. It comes with dies, which are super duper duper. And I'd already stamped and cut out some of these images, and I found them in my little tub on my desk, and I thought, oh, that would be perfect to decorate this card today. And I'm also using these gorgeous marbled papers, which are free from our SALE-A-BRATION catalogue at the moment. So these are free with a £45 spend from either the annual catalogue or the current mini catalogue. So I've just cut a piece which measures, I believe it was 4 7/8 by 4 1/4, but it's actually just a 1/4 of an inch smaller than that area. So if your area there is slightly different to mine, then just make your paper to fit, that's all. You can use either side. I'm choosing to use the marbled side here, and I'm just going to glue that onto my cardstock. So does anybody else have this paper? Yeah, you always buy the dies in cheap, don't you, Hilary? But hey ho, whatever makes you happy. Whatever works for you, baby. Okay, so that piece is going to go there. And then I am going to use the reverse side to do my side pieces here, just to change it up a bit. Now, to make it easier to stick those on, I'm going to flatten out the card like so that I can see where I'm working. And I might turn that one up so you get the white bit. I think that looks really nice. So I love this paper, and it does come in a variety. Lovely stamp set, this one, Shaz. So pop that on. Now, I had meant to leave a border all the way around on that, but obviously I cut that one a little bit wrong, but it doesn't really matter. We're not going to lose any sleep over it. I find it easier to stick this side, so I'm going to turn it round. So there we go. Let's pop that on there. So Hills, did you manage to find me today, or did you use Anne's link? I asked her if she'd share it with you so that you could find it quickly today. So these are the other colours that this gorgeous paper comes in. So we've got the different shades of blue, the grey one there, the different shades of pink, the yellows and oranges, the lovely blues and turquoise, and the gorgeous purples. So this is the sheet that comes with it, and it tells you all the Stampin' Up colours that are used in this. So if you wanted to match your inks, you can use this to refer to. Oh, well, I'm glad I reminded her and said to send you the link, Hills. No pink. Well, there's a pinky one, look. And they've all got the same more prominent design on the back. Okay, so that's the free papers. So now for the bottom along here, this is 6-inch wide paper, and obviously this bit is longer than 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is, well, I was going to use that size, but I can't because I've cut it in opposite directions. So I'm going to go back to that one. Now, if I join it in the middle there and then put a greeting across there, then the join won't show. It might, I mean, we'll be able to see it, but the person who receives the card is not going to notice. So if I cut this one at, where's my ruler? Oh, there it is. Sorry for the noise, ladies. Let's just move this out the way. So let's just cut that one at about 3 1/4 inches, and that should give us a roughly a center point. Okay, well, it's not quite, I didn't cut that quite right, but I don't care. We're going to go with it, girls. We're going to go with it. So I've got about 1/4 inch at each end. That's okay. So if I pop that one on, just pop that down there. So Hills, have you done anything today, or are you having a lazy day at home? And what about the weather? Has anybody got any nice weather today? I'll be perfectly honest and tell you that I haven't even looked out the window today. So I've got no idea what it's doing here. So if I just join that in the middle, and then by the time I stamp on a piece of white card with my greeting across there, the person I send it to is not going to notice that there's a join there. If they do, they're not worth sending a card to, are they? Too cold. Is it still cold there? We didn't, Russell tells me we didn't have a frost today, which is a bonus, the way our weather's going. Now, I've cut out a circle that fit my area, you know, any size you want. If you really want to know, this one measures 3 3/4 inches in diameter. So I thought that fitted quite nicely in the middle of my square. Thought it'd be nice to use a different shape, just bring up the changes. And then I've got a piece of very vanilla cardstock, which is the next size down in these circle dies. But, you know, you can go to any size you want, whichever you happen to have will be fine. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape to stick these on. You've seen a few brass monkeys, Hilary. Oh dear. For the Australians, we always say brass monkey weather is when it's cold. But do we know where that saying comes from? That'd be interesting if anybody knows why we say brass monkeys. What does it mean? So you use whichever kind of adhesive that you like to use with mirror card, or I don't know, what does Stampin' Up call this? I always forget. Oh, I don't know what they call it now. I've always called it mirror card. And then I'm just going to mount that on with a equal border all around the outside, which is pretty much that. And then pop that on there, and I'll use some Tombow glue for that. And pop that one in the middle, like so. metallic card. No, I thought they called it something else, something sheet. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, so from the Grassy Grove, I've stamped this one, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I used a shaded spruce, and then I used a brown marker to do the trunk. So I'll pop that somewhere there. Then that's this image here, and I've used Pear Pizzazz, I believe, which I think is the colour of my cardstock here. And then I've got this gorgeous little deer. Now the deer is not a stamped image. The deer that comes with that stamped image, I had done that one and used the die to cut it out. Unfortunately, he was far too big. As you can see, he was nearly as big as the tree. So that was out of the question. So I just used the tiny cutter. There's a smaller die in the set, which is this little one here. And I just cut him out using the crumb cake cardstock and got myself a deer, little deer, to pop in that area, because I thought he can somehow be poking out from behind the tree there, just walking on the little bit of between the shrubland there. Now what I had meant to do before I actually stuck that card down is put some a bit of blue sky on there, and I forgot, and I could do with a little bit of green here to put beneath the feet. So if I just move that down a little bit like so, just trying to work out where I want my little deer to go. I think I want it sort of, I want him to look as if he's stepping out onto that grass. Oh dear, come along. Yeah, I want him to sort of look like that. Let's use my tweezers again. So do you get the idea there? The idea. Oh, right. Oh, Levine's here. I didn't see Levine coming on. Oh, Levine, you're excused. No worries. We don't mind you being a bit late. It's so good. Just good to see you. Put the larger deer down lower. What? So like put him here. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? That's a good one. Well done, Kay. I like that. Cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey is a colloquial expression used by some English speakers. Thank you for that, Heidi. The reference to the testes of the brass monkey appears to be a 20th century variant on the expression, prefigured by a range of references to other body parts, especially the nose and tail. Well, thank you very much, Heidi, for that piece of useless information. We will remember it forever. Oh, hope you're well, Levine. So yeah, yeah, that looks nice there. That was a good call, Heidi. I'm going to move him like that so he's sort of well shown on the paper. Yep, I like that. That's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and pop down. I'm just going to put glue on this side of my bit of greenery. Let's just pop that in like so. That will go there, and my little deer with his leg behind there and just coming out from the tree. Bring it back in a little bit further. Yes, that's where we want it. So if I pop this up and pop some glue under like so, that will secure our little deer in there. Oh, Linda, I'm glad you love this. And I didn't really plan it. It was, I had the card you know, the fancy fold I pulled out the other day. I pulled out a card I'd made a long time ago and thought, oh, I can do that Saturday. But the rest of it just came together this morning with the bits and pieces I had on my desk. So I'm really chuffed it's worked out. So pop my tree there. Oh, I think it looks gorgeous. I don't think I really need to stick the deer down. I think I can leave him like that. And then there's a little bit of a shadow, which really looks as if he is gonna walk along there. It actually looks like he is a 3D figure. So just pop my trees in there. Don't want to press too hard because I don't want the glue to ooze out onto that gold cardstock there, because glue on gold doesn't look good. That's it, gorgeous. And then we'll pop our, this could be mummy and that can be baby. So she's just down there, she's not far away. So let's just put some glue on the back of mummy. Now I want to do a little bit of shading, so I'm just gonna very crudely make a sort of circle shape to try and stop myself going on to the rest of the card here. That should do it. I want to just, yeah, that'll work. That will work, I think. Get some tape and just keep that down like so, and bring in my light blue brush and oh, I want some nice light blue, so I'm going to have to go up and get my maybe just stick the black legs or feet so he doesn't fall out. Yeah, okay. Maybe the tree got glued on the back of the baby deer. I don't think he's going to come to any harm. Before I send it, I will make sure he's anchored down. Right, I'm going to use Seaside Spray for the sky. Unfortunately, this one is a retired colour. But I don't care, I'm going to use it anyway. So just ink up my brush and get rid of the excess onto a bit of scrap which is down there. I'm just going to very lightly dust over to get a little bit of a blue sky effect. I don't want a heavy application, but just a little indication of some blue sky. If I take that off, we should see something there. Just do a little bit more here on the edges, bring a bit in, more in, like so. That's enough. That's enough. Right, just to make sure that that baby is safe, because I know you're all worried it's going to get lost, aren't you? We're going to turn him upside down and he's not going anywhere. Are we all happy now? Baby deer is looked after. Okay, now I wanted something just to finish off in here that maybe that deer is looking at, and I found something. I needed something tiny, and in the Mountain Air stamp set, which is another really cool one I haven't used for a while. Well, actually I did use it last week, didn't I? Yeah, I hadn't used it for a while before that. And we've got the little tiny birds here, and I thought that would be perfect. So I'm just going to use, I will use, I want black, but it's a bit high up in my craft room. So I'm going to use night. Oh no, I know what I'll use. I use basic grey. That'll be fine. basic grey for this. Now I must stamp these birds on a piece of scrap first, because I don't know if anyone else does this, but I've often stamped birds upside down and they do look a bit silly. So we just go for that. Now, do you think 3 is enough, or shall I do any more than that? I need your input, please. What do we have? Do we have any votes on this? Shall I stamp it again? So we've got two clusters of birds, or do you think 1 is plenty? Please let me know your thoughts, ladies. Three is plenty. I'm inclined to agree with you, Kay. But sometimes I look at my cards and think, oh, I need more on there. You know, I haven't gone far enough. But I'd rather do less than too much. I like that. Do you know, when I put the notification on Messenger that I was going to do a live, Claire said, all good, I'm home in time. And she's not here. So I wonder what's happened to her. Hope she's all right. Okay, ladies, vote is in. 3 is enough. Thank you. So now we're going to have a greeting here. Now, I was thinking of putting my greeting right in the middle, but I quite like, with our deer here, I think we can get away with having a greeting that's not dead central. So if I choose one of these lovely dies, I think perhaps from the Tasteful Labels dies, probably go with, let's have a look at this one, see what this one looks like. No, that's going to be too wide. Let's have a look at this banner one. Yeah, I want something a bit longer, really, don't I? Oh, and don't think this one's going to be long enough either, actually. No, right, I think I'm just going to cut a piece of card and just do it the length I want it to be. So let's have a look at our greetings here. Right, I want a longer greeting, don't I? So let's have a look on here. I love this font on this happy birthday. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. So let's just grab some very vanilla cardstock. So I always keep my scraps, however small, in my little wallet here, because they always come in useful. So that fits, but I might want it a bit, go for something slightly, is that the same? That's the same. I think that one might be a bit too wide. No, I'm going to go with that one. So, right, now then. Colours. Shall I go with the same colour as my cardstock, which is this one, which is Pear Pizzazz? Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Anne. Shall I go for the green of the grass and the card? Or do you think we need the darker green? The shaded spruce, perhaps? What do you think? I can do it in both and we can see which one we like best, can't we? I think that's the obvious way to go. So we've got Pear Pizzazz. and the shaded spruce. So that's the Pear Pizzazz. Isn't it a lovely stamp? Lovely font. Kay says the dark, so let's try the dark. Thank you, Heidi. Don't you just love how clear and crisply this stamps? Okay, so votes please. That's the Pear Pizzazz, which matches the cardstock and the greenery there. And the shaded spruce, which matches our trees. Okay, so can we have PP or SS, please? Votes now. Vote now. Vote now. Right, I'm going to make 2 little flag-ended. So whichever one you choose is the one we go for. So I will have it ready, whichever one you go for. So let's just make a little flag end. So if I cut in to about there. So we've got 2 for the shaded spruce. Any more votes, please? Come on, all these people here, and we've only got 2 votes. Got 9 thumbs up and only 2 votes. That does not compute, does it? We've got 3, we've got 4 for SS now. But I'm still flagging the end of this just in case, look. Because 9 likes and 4 votes, we could still get a 5th vote, couldn't we? Which would change the whole operation. Oh, so we've got 5 now. Okay, it's a done deal. We're going for shaded spruce. Thank you, girls. Just a final thing. Shall I go around the outside with a little bit of sponge to make that pop? Pop, 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 pop. With here. Yeah, I'm going to anyway. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. So when it sits on there, you've just got that little bit of definition. Thank you, girls. Oh, it's a bit hard to get right into that little tiny area. I have just had a thought what I might be able to do there. I hope this works. It'll probably go horribly wrong at this moment. In one of these drawers, I have some little cotton buds. Yes, make it pop, Anne. I think I might be able to get in there with that. Look at that, made for the job. Good job I remembered those. So let's pop that there. And I think I might put that up on a couple of dimensionals. I think that would look nice raised up. Genius. Well, I think that's a bit generous, Anne, but thank you. I'll take that. Right, so I'm going to pull it just along a little bit that way so that we've got that coming in a bit from the side. And this, I don't think it will look right if it's centered. Oh, look at that. I've got a blob on there now. Well, I don't know where that came from. Ugh, that is very annoying. Right, just going to pop something underneath to support that while I'm going to get my mono eraser. Just give that a bit of a... and get rid of that. Right, it's not really... Oh, it is. It's coming off. With these, you have to go gently, but for a long time, and it does come off. No, it is moving. Just a little bit more will do it. That's it. Lovely. Gone. Right then, ladies. Does anybody think it needs any more? And if so, what? Stick a gem on it, Ellie. Do you know, I knew someone was going to say about a gem. I did think of a gem, but the thing is, it was so close to the actual greeting. I thought it might look a bit odd. Do we need anything here? That looks a bit dirty there. I don't know. Let me just stand it up to look at it from the front. And I don't think it needs any more. What do you think, girls? Just looking at my I don't know whether they will look right. I've got some lovely got these pebbles. No, I love them. They're the wrong colour, aren't they? And that's, I don't know. It's not, rhinestones aren't going to look right anywhere. I just wondered if a couple of pearls somewhere here might look. I know. I've got it. There, I just thought it needed something to bring the sides in, so I've just added a couple more of those little bird stamps. I think that just, it brings those bits in. Do you like that? Okay, so I hope you all like that this afternoon, and I'm glad it all came together kind of like a spur of the moment thing earlier. So I think I know who this card's going to go to, and I think she will really love it because she is a kind of person who does like the outdoors. So thank you all very much for coming along this afternoon and giving up your time to listen to me rattle on again. So as usual, I will pop the links to my online store and the current catalogues. So anybody who wants to order knows where to come. And I will see you all again live next Saturday afternoon. But if you look out on Wednesday evening, there will be a recorded video for you to look at. Okay, well, thank you all very much for coming along. Thanks for the thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you all here very soon. It'd be great if you left a comment. So bye for now, everybody. Thanks again for watching.